Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It's my great honor to be in a IBS CEIF. We will discuss today the importance of Islamic law of contract in normal Muslim life. Islam gives us a paradigm in which the one side is that I am a slave of Allah. This is my pivotal role which I need to follow in every part of life. But there are two different obligations which I normally face. One is that I am the slave of Allah, so I have to follow some rituals which we call ibadat. And along with these ibadat, there are other area of life is also where I deal with other human beings who are around me. So when I'm dealing with others, this area have also some rights and obligations. When I was performing ibadah rituals, that area also had some rights and obligations. Ibadat have a different rights and obligation which is called huququllah. And when I'm dealing with people, that is called huququl ibad, that is called muamalat. In these muamalat, when I'm dealing with others, I have to go through from different areas where I have to go through from different contracts also. Life contracts also, like marriage is a contract. When I'm doing with others, the marriage is a contract. In the same manner, when I'm dealing with others in 24 hours daily life, we do several contracts, selling, buying, taking things. What Sharia demands from me in this thing. And Hukukul Ibad, if you do the comparison in jurisprudence, Islamic jurisprudence, so the Fuqaha used to say Hukukullah in Ibadat is only 25% of your life. 75% of your life is Hukukul Ibad, is Muamalat. So to understand this Fiqhul Muamalat, the new name of this Fiqhul Muamalat is law of contract. This nomenclature of law of contract wasn't exist before in our Islamic books of fiqh. The books of fiqh used to say fiqhul muamalat, the understanding, the knowledge, dealings with others, how to deal with the others. So fiqhul muamalat, to understand this fiqhul muamalat, it's very important. Now, what are the major things to understand this fiqhul muamalat? The most important thing is, which I used to say, that why this is important, because through this knowledge you can identify your role. Without this knowledge you cannot identify your role, what I am doing. And in identification of role, one thing is very important to understand. In Huququllah, the most important thing is intention. Innamal a'malu binniyat. But here, yes, you will be rewarded according to your intention in Hukukul Ibad. But the most important thing is your wordings, your words and your writings. That's why Sahaba Ikram radiyallahu ta'ala ajma'in, the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, used to advise, used to say to others, always used to write in their wills the very famous saying, Tashuruka al-aqwan ta'amiluka al-ajanib. Live like a brothers, deal like a strangers. When you are dealing with others, deal like a strangers. And that's why Quran mentioned also, when the chapter of loan is mentioned in Quran, the chapter of qarz, so what mentioned? Writing. So the writing of the contract is the sunnah, the most important thing. Write it down when you are dealing, or identifying your role properly. If you are doing on, like for example, normal buying and selling, definitely we don't write the things, but at least make your things clear. Clarification of roles. What are you doing? And in this clarification, when you will identify the role, now the Sharia will come. Before identifying the role, any contract, Sharia will not come. Sharia will come after identifying the role. That's why we used to say Islamic law of contract is compulsory for every Muslim. It's not only for the banker, it's not only for the Islamic banker, it's not only for the academia, it's not only for the every single person who are sitting in a market, who's doing entrepreneurship business, who's doing his family business, he must know the law of contract, the science of the contract, the fiqh al-muamalat, how should deal. In fact, I used to say when we are teaching Islamic studies to our students, we must teach them fiqh al-muamalat, how to deal with others. And what are the ills of the contract? We must know the ills of the contract. Ills of the contract are there, but the most important thing is that I should understand what is my role. After role, Sharia will describe because why identifying role is important? Because when I will identify the role, then Sharia will come and Sharia will describe your rights, responsibilities and liabilities. The risks which you are carrying, the reward which you will gain. And in this important thing is, Sharia demands from you perform the responsibilities which you have. Demanding of rights, Sharia will not encourage this thing. Sharia will say the first performance is you perform the responsibilities which you're supposed to perform. How I will get this thing? When I identify the role, the responsibilities of the partner are different from the responsibilities of the borrower. Responsibilities of the buyer are different from the responsibilities of the seller. Every role have a different responsibilities. So you must understand before it becomes too late. So when you are starting, at least identify. How you will identify the role? You must know the law of contract. That's will identify the role. And what are the ills? Why you have to understand? Yes, you must understand the ills. And very simple. Mostly things are allowed. Only, riba is not allowed. Is war against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not allowed. Qimar, gambling is not allowed. Uncertainty in a contract. I'm selling you, we'll decide later on the price. No, what a hand on man. You can't do this thing. You must mention the price. Oh, I'm giving you a house or rent, we'll decide later on. No, sorry. Decide the rent. No uncertainties. Riba, qimar, there are major ills of the contract. Freedom of the contract. People used to mention, I'm not giving you the academic lecture here, just mentioning you the basic ills of, you must know the 9 ills of the contract. Some mention 11 ills of the contract. You must know. So you get the reward on it. While you are buying and selling, you are getting reward. You are doing things, all these muamalat. And why I'm to understand these muamalat? Because remember one thing, my mentor used to say one thing, the very famous thing, that your muamalat are the preservatives of your ibadat. If you want to preserve your ibadat, then take care about your muamalat. Because people used to lose their ibadat just because of ignoring muamalat. Muamalat is very important thing. So to understand the muamalat, for example, even if I'm in a family business, even if I'm running a shop, even if I am renting a house, whatever I'm doing, there are muamalat. There is a commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there, and there is a practice of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is there. To identify this commandment, to identify this practice, that's called contract. That's called the law of contract. The fiqh of law of contract. The foundation of law of contract, just to identify in this single moment when I am doing, like I'm performing. This is the contract I'm doing, I'm performing. There is a commandment is there and there is a practice is there. Even if I'm a student, yes, there is a commandment is there. How you listen your teacher. Even where your gaze should be, where you want to see. When the teacher is teaching, where you have to see. Even if these simple tiny things are mentioned. So understand, that's why every single moment which is the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there, because A Muslim is a slave of Allah for 24 hours. Islam is not a part-time job. That when I'm in a mosque, yeah, I'm a slave of Allah, now I'm the freedom life. No, sorry man, you can't do this thing. 24 hours you are a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I'm a 24 hour slave, so it means that 24 hours code of conduct is there. 24/7 code of conduct is there. To identify these roles, to find out this code of conduct, that's called law of contract. So you must understand law of contract. You must read it, and to understand this law of contract, how reward you will get it, how much reward you will get it. You know, even in the one chapter of this muamalat, if you will understand, it's better than reciting or praying a 1000 rakat of nafil. 1000 rakat of nafil. So I think we must understand this thing. We must understand the responsibility. And remember one thing, ignorance is no excuse, neither in this world nor in akhirah. No, nobody told me, I didn't understand. No matter. You must understand. You must gain the knowledge. Ignorance is no excuse. I wasn't aware, nobody told me. No, sorry man. So before it becomes too late, this is the time. Go sit with a scholar, learn what is the law of contract. Especially, minimum requirement is whatever in which job you are. If you want to make your earning halal, so must understand what are the responsibilities which you have to perform. What are the responsibilities which are making your earning halal? You must understand. Sit with the scholar, listen with him, stay with him, gain your knowledge so you can make it your earning halal, you can preserve your ibadah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to act upon it. Jazakallah. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.